So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, in this video I am going to talk about how you can create a storage account at Microsoft Azure. So hi guys, my name is Rohan and I am a Microsoft student partner. So guys, I think that you must wanted to know that how you can create a storage account. So first and foremost, you must be login to your Azure account. Okay, you should log into your Azure account and come to this desktop or dashboard. Okay, so then you have to go to this menu, or if you can see it on the Azure services that you are recently used, then you can see it here. Or if you are not seeing this icon here, you can just go to this menu sidebar and navbar and then search for storage account. Okay, so I think that you can see here there is the option of storage account. So click on this storage account option. Okay, so you can see the option of add. So you can add a new storage account to this. Click on the add button. This will start loading the screen. Then you have the resource group. My subscription is Azure for students because I am a student. Then you have the resource group. You can create a new resource group, or if you have the existing resource group, then you can use that. So I have one existing resource group, so I will use that. Resource group basically means that certain resources which are having the same name. For example, if you have created an app and you want to store all the files or all the database of the app under one resource group, then you can create a new resource group or you can choose the existing one. So this is the meaning of resource group. Okay, so storage account name, whatever name you want to give, you can give this name. For example, I am giving it as uh, toolkit vcvr. Okay, so this is the name I have given, and your name must be unique. After that, you have to choose your location, whatever location of the server you want to choose. For example, I am living in India, so I will be choosing uh, India. Okay, I will be choosing as West India. Okay, so performance we will be choosing as standard. Okay, you can read it on the screen. So I will be choosing the standard performance. Then the next thing is account kind. Okay, so there are three kind of accounts. One is the storage version 2, general purpose version 2, storage version 1, and at last we have the blob storage. So the difference between these three storages is, firstly, this blob storage contains only the blob storage option. Okay, next the storage and version 1 and version 2 contains all the four storage option, that is the blob storage, file storage, table. Okay, table, and then we have queue. Okay, so all these options, all the four type of storage options are available in storage version 1 and storage version 2, but the storage version 2 is more advanced than the storage version 1, so it has more feature than storage version 1. Okay, so you can choose either of them according to your needs. So recommended by Microsoft Azure is the storage version 2, so I will be going forward with this version only. Okay, so let me first explain you what are all these storages. So these are the four type of storage available in Microsoft Azure. First one is the blob storage, which has the full form is like binary large objects. Okay, then is the queue storage, then is the file storage, and then is the table storage. Okay, so let me first talk about the blob storage in a short description. So blob storage is basically used for storing unstructured data, or you can say you can store anything in this type of storage. If you want to store your movies, if you want to store your video files, audio files, or any other text file, you can go for this type of storage. Okay, this is basically unstructured. Okay, it doesn't have that if you cannot store either video or either audio, you can store any type of file in this blob storage. Next thing is the queue storage. Queue storage is basically means that you can do multiple operation at the same point of time. It is just like the concept of queues and data structures. So this queue type of storages is basically used by the payment gateways in payment companies such as Paytm, PayPal, etc. use these type of storages for fast user access. Okay. Then is the file storage. File storage is basically used for sharing a common thing between several virtual machines. Okay, if you want to share one file or one software or any other kind of thing between several virtual machines, then you can go for this type of file storage option. Next thing is the table. This is basically you can say the NoSQL database option. Okay, so in this you can store data in the form of key value pair. Okay, so basically I am going for this blob storage option because I generally want to store my images and my videos on this platform. Okay, so I have chosen so I will be going for that option. Okay, next thing is the replication means that you have how many times your data should be replicated. So these has the three option: locally redundant storage, geo redundant storage, and read access geo redundant storage. So I will be going with the default option. After that you have access tier default. So default is the hot one. This means that access tier means that if you want to access data more frequently, then you should go for the hot option. Second thing is, if you don't want to go for, if you don't want to access the data for a long time, it means that you don't want to access data frequently, then you can go for the cool option. So I want to access my data frequently, so I'm going for the hot option. So after that you have to click next. Then you can see the networking section. So networking section is basically the connectivity, what type of connectivity method you want to use. So I will be going for public endpoints because I want to be my data available publicly, so that you can use it by using your links. So after that you have to go to the next section. Then you have the secure transfer required. Yes, I want secure transfer. Then this option is not available because I am having the storage account, different storage account. Okay, so next thing is the blob soft data. It means that your data will be, if you delete some data, then you can recover it later on. It is just soft. Basically you can read it here. It is saying that when turned on, soft delete enables you to save and recover your blob data in many cases. Okay, next thing is the hierarchical namespace. I have disabled it. I don't want to use that. Okay, so next thing is the tags option. If I want to give some tags to my storage account, so I can give it as. Okay, so the tag that I'm using is basically I am using it as to save my PDF. For example, PDF saver. So I will be giving value such as PDF. So you can give it anything you want. Okay. Next thing is I will be, for example, I will be saving my images. Image saver. I will be giving it as name image saver and value it as image. Next thing is review and create. So it will take few seconds. So yes, I want to use this. So next thing is at the downside of your screen, you can see a create option in blue color. So you have to click it on create, and within few minutes it will be created. Okay, as you can see, deployment is in progress. So guys, as you can see, deployment is completed. So next step is I can go to my resource section. Okay, so finally I have created my storage account, and it has certain information about my storage account. And secondly, you can see here we have some options creating what is container. If you want to learn about containers, file share, table, queues. Okay, so this is the data. This is the type of data we can create in this. Firstly, we have the blob storage option, or you can say the container storage option. Next thing is the file share that I have already explained it about. And then you have the tables, key value pair storage option. Then you have the queues. Okay. So next thing is certain tools and SDKs available for your benefit. For example, if you are creating a Node.js application, you can go to this option and click on this option. So it will provide you a small documentation on how you can use the Node.js option. So I will be creating a tutorial on how to create a Node.js application by using the npm storage option, for example, blob storage. So I will be going through this npm documentation of the storage blob, and you can take the benefit from them. Okay. Next thing is it will give you some progress or show the last data for you can see your graphs, etc, etc. Then you have the activity log here. You can check what all things are going on within your database or storage account. Then you have the access control. Then you have the tags. If you are facing some problem, then you can use the diagnose and solve problem, data transfer event, and storage explorer. Okay. Then you have in settings access key. Whatever the access key of your account is, you can check it from this option. Then you have the geo replication, in which it means that whether your data is basically replicated in various location or not, you can check it from this option. Then we have the CORS, cross origin resource sharing. So it means that you can set out certain rules for your application. Then you have the configuration, then encryption, then shared access signature. Then we have the firewalls and virtual networks, whether you want to use it or not. Then we have the private endpoint connection, and then we have the advanced security. Then we have the static website. If you are using some website or not, then you can link it with that. Then other kind of information is also given. Then we have the blob services. Then you can create your own containers. Then you can choose your custom domain, data protection, Azure CDN. You can also use then you can use the add Azure search if you want. Then you have the life cycle management, how you want to manage your data storage account. You can go for life cycle management. And then you have the other services such as file service, table service, queue service that I have already explained. Then you can uh, your monitor your account with these options. Then you have the monitor classic option, some alerts and these kind of things. Okay. Then you have the support and troubleshooting. So guys, I think that I'm able to make you understand all these kind of things. So if you want to see the npm, what is this npm package and how you can uh, basically deploy, or you can use the Azure storage account using this npm package and using your node application, then you can check out the other tutorials, which whose link is given below in the description. Okay, so guys, that's all in this video. Thank you for watching.